So when price hits a point like it's hitting around right now, what you're gonna want to do is you want to hit sell. Just hit sell. Yeah, no, I'm not kidding. Just hit sell. Good day, Kingdom Day traders. Firstly, let me apologize if you hear some cartoon music in the background or you hear some screaming or shouting. That is my son. I am a family man first. I'm not even going to cut this out because that is exactly how it is in my house. But I wanted to share something with you guys that I think is absolutely important for any type of person that really wants to get good at trading. And I know one of my pet peeves, I think, is backtesting. If you watch one of the previous videos, you'd hear me say that backtesting is absolutely important, and it is, right? Absolutely important. But let's not get it twisted. Many of us don't like doing that. We'd much rather just trade the next day or forward test, right? But I found that there's something that I can do on a daily basis that helps me get better and sort of is a form of backtesting, right? And it's called EODM, which is end of day markups. And this would be something I would save and I might even journal. Now, I'm not going to go into detail about journaling, that will probably be for another video. But I want to take you with me on one of the pairs that I trade, one of the FX pairs that I trade is Euro USD, and I want you to take you with me on it. And maybe if we have time, we'll get into GU as well. And you can sort of see how my thought process plays out. And I'm not going to go into detail about how we take those entries and what I'm looking for exactly and what I'm not going to take and things like that, because that is part of our course, right? So if you guys want that kind of value, you can obviously join. But aside from that, do us a huge favor. So we have just launched a new YouTube channel. I'm sure if you're coming here, you've noticed it's quite new, it's quite fresh. And we're really trying to get this over 1,000 subscribers, so you can be one of those. And there's going to be some giveaways in the future. There's going to be some good material being launched here, and I think the appeal that we really have is that we're going to be something completely different to what you're used to. Now I know you've heard many people say that before, but that's why we are called Kingdom Day traders. We have a different perception and we have a different way of carrying ourselves, and we think differently about things. So we want to show you how you can become a holistic trader using our entry strategy. But let me not get into all of those things for now. I'm sure we have a video on the channel that explains that more in detail. For now, let's just go through what I call EODM, which is end of day markups. And you can have a look at a little bit of how we look at the charts and what we see, or how some of us look at the charts. And we've got different type of traders here, right? So some of us are long-term swing traders, others are scalpers and intraday traders. So you're going to get a little bit of an intraday insight on how I look at, let's say, Euro USD, and how I'd mark up my charts for saving for the next day. And if we have time, maybe we'll go into some GBP USD. Hopefully this will add value. In fact, I know it will add value. If you spend time actually going through this video multiple times, I'm sure you'll see something that appeals to you. With that being said, let's jump on the charts. I'm just going to say I'm going to share my screen. I'm not even going to take that slur out, you know, being real. Share my screen over here. And this will be Euro USD, right? Let me share it again. Euro USD, and you're gonna have a look at as to how I look at the charts. I like to start on a higher time frame. The most relevant time frame on this pair was actually the 4-hour, right? And when we zoom out, and I always suggest that one zooms out to see the overall picture, we can see that for a long period of time, Euro USD was on a downtrend, right? And then we sort of broke up over here, and we broke up again. But something key to understand is that we failed to close above that high. Many different strategies speaks about a candle close. We do consider that as well, although that is very far from what our primary strategy is, right? But that is something significant. A failure to close above that high and then breaking down, right? We have a long wick. Yes, we do not close below the side either, but price action starts to slow and starts to correct downwards, right? Now, this does not mean that we have stopped breaking up. All it means that we are now currently on the down leg. right? At least from the 4 hour, it starts to look like it's a bit more clear on the 1 hour. Let's have a look at that. So on the 1 hour, what I immediately notice, right, at this point is that we are currently sort of trading between this area of supply over here, right, and this bottom area over here. This is my main areas of concern at the moment. And then in order for me to determine which way I'm going with this particular trade, I just really just keep it simple. Let me turn on my favorites over here. Just keep it simple. And what we're seeing is just, we're making lower lows, and lower highs, lower lows and lower highs, right? And obviously in between there are some highs that go higher than the previous one, but overall we're sort of making more of a downturn correction, right? So that's what I'm seeing. So I'm telling myself from the get-go already, okay, I want to be a seller. I want to be a seller because I'm anticipating the fact that if we have not come from here and taken out that high, it's possible that we're going to come down and take out this low over here. That's just a possibility. Remember, in trading, anything is possible. So that's just a possibility. That being said, I'll then go down to my lower time frames. Right, I'll go down to my lower time frames to actually confirm what I think I'm seeing. Now, already at this point, I want to be looking at significant points, most recent significant points. And for me, that will be this area over here, this area over here, right? And so I'm thinking already from this point down, I want to get here, right? But I don't want to sell here because I'm sort of in a discount of this entire move, right? So I don't want to sell there. If you join the course, you'll understand a little bit more about why we speak about discount over here and premium over here, or wholesale over here and retail over here, right? But for now, all I'm seeing is that's a high, that's a low, that's the most significant high and low in this particular area. So I'm going to look in this particular formations for an area to get bearish to sell from, right? To sell from. So already, if I was just to go back up to my 4 hour, which is where I like to get my zones from, right? I'm going to see something similar. And what I'm going to see here is that's a high, right? And that's a low. Right, and we broke there, and we broke there. So I know we were between those two areas, and then what do I see over here? Right, I see over here there's a potential for something in here, so I need to go and confirm that on a lower time frame. And that to me, sort of both these zones over here looks like a supply zone, right? So if I'm gonna want to sell, I want to sell as close as possible to this high and then get down to this low being one of my targets and that low being one of my targets. Remember, don't forget what I'm doing here. I'm doing my end of day markups, but I'm also talking myself through the chart, right? I'll then jump down to something like a 15-minute and using part of our M3 strategy and part of our refined mountain strategy, I will be looking in these areas for an area of interest. Let me just check the 1 hour again. So already on the 1 hour here is a nice zone here as well, right? And so now I'm going down on my 15-minute. I'm sort of letting, and now you could be a buyer, but remember counter trend, right, is a bit more tricky, right? So now we're in that zone. We're in that zone and I'm waiting for another mountain to form. This is why I'm telling myself, if you guys join the course, we'll explain to you what the mountain is. Telling myself I'm waiting for another mountain to form, right? And price is moving and chopping, no mountain yet. And there we go. We've got a mountain that has formed, right? So my points of interest now becomes this one over here and this zone over here, right? So those two zones over there. Now I'm going to go down to my entry time frame where I kind of want to find those entries that make sense, right? And I'm going to look in those two zones. So let me for a moment take off the big one that we had, take off the big zone that we had, right? Figure this one as well, and just leave ourselves with these two zones that we had just drawn on. So remember again, our targets remain here, right, at the 15-minute low and our overall low, because we never made a high on the higher time frame. So then that being said, we'll go back down. We'll go back down to our 1 minute. We can look for an entry on our 1 minute, right? We can look for an entry. And so we play price on. We're waiting for price to really come into those two supply zones and give us that entry, right? So price comes in, right? Price goes back in again, goes a little bit higher, goes even higher. So now we're in the top one, we're in the top zone, right? In the top zone, this goes higher, price breaks down, right? And I'm just looking at this, excuse me, I didn't mark this out beforehand. Price goes down. Okay, so here, using our strategy, and this is, and remember, what I'm trying to teach you tonight is not how to use our specific strategy, right? But rather how to mark up your charts and work yourself through it. And I'm going to tell you something at the end that's a common misconception, so you have to stick around till the end, right? So this will probably be my first attempt at the trade, and really this will be my area where I take my first partial. My second one will be there, and overall my last one will be at the bottom. Now remember, price doesn't have to get there on the first go, so that's why you have to learn to take profits, because you cannot go broke taking profits, right? So let's see how this plays out. Right, I've seen everything that I need to see according to my strategy over there, and we're just playing price. Now it comes back and stops us out, that's fine. Boom. Okay, so now we've hit that. That's where we're partial, and this will be a 1 to 5 if we get here to the bottom, right? But at the moment we're running at about 1 to 3.5, so we've got our partials. We can now move to break even, right? So we got something on that trade, and we're just playing price out after that again, right? Just playing price out, and price is moving down, price coming back up. We really want to get into another sell position where it makes sense, right? Where it makes sense. That's what we want to do. So in this particular case, and I'll just say now again, I see sort of two zones over here using our strategy. And perhaps in this case, I might use a bigger stop, right? Forgive me if I get stopped out over here. We're already up 3R at the moment. Really up 3.5R at the moment. Let's use a liberal stop on this one, a 5-pip stop, and we're trying to target this one, and then remember we're trying to go further down and target the other one as well. Where will be my first take profit? At this low, right? At this low, at this low. So let's just have a look. So we're in that trade now, technically in that trade. Price is coming down, it's giving us some movement. Let's go down, drop, drop, drop. Okay, first partial taken. I will not yet move to break even over here because we're quite close to where we entered in. And if we go back and get stopped out, we won't lose anything, right? Because we are still actually in the trade and we have taken a partial. Okay, so now price is dropping even more. Watching price fall, and hopefully we get to that. Boom. Okay, that's another 1 to 5, right? I think I moved this a little bit. Okay, let's just move it to, there's 1.1 to 5. And obviously you have to consider commissions if you're trading this way. Take a little bit off. So now, once you've moved a little, right, what you want to do is just go back up to your higher time frames, such as your 15-minute and 1 hour and such when you're in session, and just sort of gauge where you are at. So already what we see is we've taken this low, we've taken that low, and the only low in play now is this one over here at the bottom, right? At the bottom, that's still our target, our overall target. Now it doesn't have to get there today, but that's where we want to go. That's actually where we want to go. So back to our 15-minute, we're looking for those zones that matter. We're looking for those zones that matter, and we sort of have a zone over here, right? We have a zone over there, So we're going to try and look and see on our 1 minute whether or not we can get an entry in that particular area again, and then push it down even further. I don't think I'm going to do a video on GU. I just want to remind you again right here, just if you enjoy what you're seeing and you see some value, please please drop a comment. I'll do more of these kind of videos, maybe even in more detail, provided that you drop a comment and drop a like. Right? Join our YouTube. If you're seeing this on Facebook, please click on one of the links and join our YouTube. If you're seeing this on YouTube, then please also become part of our community on Facebook as well. And let's go on. Okay, so we want to get back into these zones over here and then look for a sell. Remember, we want to sell high and buy low. So we've already taken some more profits off over here. I'd say that's a 3R, just being conservative trade. And let's say even this one's a 3R. So we're 6R up, right? We're 6% up, and we're just waiting for the price to come back up into those zones before we take another trade. Okay, let's have a look here. So we've tapped into that zone of interest, right? And we've sort of broken down. Now using our strategy, perhaps this over here looks like a good trade to get in. And I'm just going to say, let's just be, it's EU, it doesn't move that fast. So let's just use a 3 pip stop loss. We're just going to see what happens, right? We're going to see what happens. Price comes up. Price comes down. Don't tag me out. Don't tag me out. Price comes down. Let's actually just move this to that target over there. That's where we wanted to go in the first place. So, okay. So let's have a look. Price is moving further down. Price is moving further down. Come down, come down, come down. Looks like it wants to tag me out. Not today, Satan. Okay, that's actually current price. It's actually current price, so I thought we had some more movement there. That's what happens when you do things on the fly without actually looking where it's gone. But that being said, at this point, we have just gotten an additional, I'm just going to move it to the bottom and see how far we are now. And we've just gotten ourselves another 3.6R, as you can see over there. So that's another 3R. So overall, if we were risking 1% on our account, and even with the partials that we've taken, we can easily say that we have made for the day using only 3 trades, right? Using only 3 trades, and I'm just gonna average it, right? Using only 3 trades, holding those 3 trades for almost 4 hours, holding those 3 trades for almost 4 hours, we were able to make approximately 6% on our account, because that's 9. We're taking into consideration the partials as well. Approximately 6% on our account for the day. That's insane. If you were sitting in front of the PC and you got 6% for the day, that is absolutely insane, right? I would have loved to take you through GU as well, which I know was a lot more clean and easier to see, but that will be for another video. That being said, I want you guys to please like, comment, and subscribe. I know whenever you go onto YouTube, this is all you hear, but we are here to add value. And the thing about Kingdom Day Traders is that we're actually not just looking at your ability to trade, but we're actually looking at you as a holistic person, right? We're not just talking about trade psychology, but we're talking about life psychology. So I hope this has been valuable to you, and I would like to do some more of these things in the near future. But as you can see, we are using our strategy. We are using our M3 strategy. We're using our mountain strategy, and that's how we get into these trades. Now, of course, many different ways to skin a cat there are. We are giving you what we understand and how we perceive the market. And these were our trades for the day. Some of the team took trades on GBP, AUD, some Apple trades on the stock market, but we all got our hands dirty and our hands wet in the actual trading today. I hope that was good, and hope to see you guys again soon, right? Don't be a stranger. So overall, what we achieved was about 6% or so for the day, using a 1% risk on our account, and proving definitively that yes, you can use stop losses like 3 pips and 5 pips. depending on what kind of trader you are. We also do have trade styles that allow for higher time frame. So don't assume this is the only way we trade. We have trade styles that doesn't have you sitting on the charts all the time, right? So if you guys want to join us, please check us out on Facebook, check us out on Instagram, check us out on YouTube, and yeah, become part of the team, man. Become part of the team. We'd like to hear from you. It will be awesome to have you as part of the team. That being said, I'm out. I'm Coach Chadwin. That has been the video for today. End of day markers. Oh, I said at the end, I'll tell you what you need to do. Forgive me, I almost forgot. Right? What you can do, it's a common misconception that backtesting has to be something that you do in the way that I've done it tonight, right? Where you sort of play the chart and you try and take entries based on that what you are seeing live in price. But you do not have to do that, right? Because think about this, everything that you learn by receiving someone else's hindsight or something else's hindsight. So what you can do, instead of just trying to catch trades like I've done now tonight, which comes with time and effort, right? What you can do is you can actually go and mark up these turning points in the market, right? Highlight them. Like for instance, this over here, you can say to yourself, okay, so why did this turn, right? Why did this over here turn? Why does this not want to work? Okay, why did this spot turn over here? Right, and then I'm going to look and say, okay, it came out of something over here. And so I'll screenshot this, make some notes over here on top, and ask myself, okay, what has happened in here that gave me that entry? And the more and more you see this without having to replay the chart, you start to train your mind. You start to train your mind to see how you should be seeing these turning points in the market. So no, it does not always have to be a replay of a chart.